everyone, welcome to the new episode of ARTYSHILS Art World. This is your host Shilpa, also known as ARTYSHILS from www.artyshils.com. So I get a lot of questions asked about art, acrylic paintings and other stuff in general under my YouTube videos, my YouTube channel, Facebook and Twitter. So I do try to answer as many comments and as many questions as possible over there itself under my YouTube videos or Facebook, whatever. But one thing I've noticed that some of those questions get repeated again and again by other people, and so it gets really difficult for me to answer the same questions again and again. So I decided to start this new series where I will be answering questions from you guys, questions regarding art, my life or any question in general. So let's get started. The first question over here comes from the username ARTYSHILS788, and the question is, when painting, do you use gel medium to help allow the paint to move more fluidly? Also, have you ever used basic acrylic paints? If so, do you have any opinions on them? First of all, thank you for your question. I do not use any kind of gel medium or any medium at all to make my paints more fluid. I just use plain water and nothing else. And about the basics paint, no, I haven't tried the basic paints myself. But I do know one thing, that they are a very good brand of paints, and I know many artist friends who do use basic paints. So I'm sure they must be really good, but personally I haven't used them myself. The next question comes from the username PumpkinKing77, and he asks, how do you go about storing your paints after you have used them? Because I don't want to waste them and make them dry up. I need to keep them moisture. First off, acrylic paints is a really fast drying medium, so I just try and take out as much paint as I think that I may need at that time, at that particular time. But even if after that I'm left with any amount of paint which is not dry, I just apply them on my rough journals and journals that I may work on later, like this. So keeping the moisture of the paint is not really a problem for me right now because I work really fast. But if you want to keep the moisture, just keep a misting or a spray bottle with you. Spray some water over your paint to keep it moist for a longer period of time. Another thing that you can do is using a wet palette. What is a wet palette? I won't be describing over here. I'll put a link in the down bar if I find anywhere in the internet describing what is a wet palette. The next question over here comes from the username Arya May Galili, and this username asks, do you just have all the paint already on the palette and just dip your brush in them and paint? Or do you wash the brush in between different colors, or do you just go from one color to another without washing the brush? So the answer to the question is yes, I do have paints that I need already on my palette to use, but I don't have like all the colors. I just have colors that I think I will need. Like I'll have basic black and white and then few colors that I think I will need. And the second part of the question was, do you wash the brush in between different colors, or do you just go from one color to another without washing the brush? Okay, going from one color to another without washing the brush is not a good idea at all according to me, because when you pick up colors without washing the brush, it makes the colors really muddy and really dull. They lose their freshness. So it's really important for me to wash the brush or change the brush and then take another color. Okay, so the next question comes from the username Dartistady, and this person asks, how do you choose your color? I create portraits to very realistic colors, but I do want to change. Do you have any advice? So the answer to this question is, I do not select my colors in any particular way. The selection of my colors is completely intuitive, completely based on my instinct and how I'm feeling at that moment of time. But I do have to add here that being a student of the art school and knowing all about art theories and stuff like that does help a lot. But because I may not actually sit and plan my colors, but in my head I certainly know what I am doing. So knowing and studying about colors and how they work and colors theory and stuff does certainly help a lot. So do go for it. Second part of his question was, I create portraits to very realistic colors, but I do want to change. Do you have any advice? Okay, the only advice I think that I can give for this is just keep experimenting, because as much as you experiment, you will just get better with colors. Okay, so the next question was asked on my Facebook by the username Art by Marilyn, and she asked, how do you represent your art in the best way? Do you do your marketing yourself, or should you get an agent that represents more artists to do the marketing? Question is, this is completely a personal choice and preference. For me personally, I would never like to go through any agent or any gallery. If your work is good, you're ready to work hard, and you know the tips and tricks to get yourself noticed through various social medias, then I think you certainly don't need an agent. Because social media is a big world nowadays. So I just hope my answers were helpful to you all. If you have any more questions, do leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's free and supports me a lot. Or catch up with ARTYSHILS Art World on Facebook or Twitter. All the links to my website, Facebook, Twitter and my Etsy store will be there in the down bar. Thank you so much for watching. Bye and take care till I see you next time.